So I just watched Black Panther Wakanda Forever in theaters. And this was a disaster. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is the worst superhero movie of the year, which is saying a lot because all the other superhero movies this year sucked as well. Except maybe The Batman, but that's a story for a different video. I don't even know where to begin with this catastrophe. Well, I guess I should start by addressing the elephant in the room. Chadwick Boseman, who played the original Black Panther, tragically passed away in 2020, forcing Ryan Coogler to rewrite the script entirely and come up with a completely different story. This is a major handicap of the film, and it shows. I'm fully aware that this is not the filmmaker's fault, but I'm still gonna be honest with you guys, the film suffers as a result of Chadwick Boseman's absence. Now, the film could have sidestepped this issue by not focusing on him too much, but the director/writer Ryan Coogler made the, in my opinion, unfortunate decision to heavily base the emotional aspects of the film on the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Not the character T'Challa, but the actual real-life actor. And I'm really sorry, but I just don't care that much. Of course, Chadwick Boseman was a very talented actor. I'm sure he was also a great guy. And the fact that he passed away so young is sad and tragic, but that's a separate issue for me. I never knew him personally. I don't lose sleep over his passing. I didn't even think about him once when I entered the theater. I just wanted to watch a movie. But what I got felt like a bloated 2-hour and 41-minute tribute to a dead celebrity that I don't have any emotional attachment to. The film keeps paying homage to him, from the opening funeral scene to the many times throughout the film when he's mentioned, all the way to the final montage of his scenes from the first movie that closes this one. They even changed the opening logo. Instead of seeing all the other heroes, we just see Chadwick Boseman over and over and over again. It's clear that the film expects you to cry and get emotional over this factor alone, but the film fails here for me. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm not an American, maybe because I'm just not the type of guy who emotionally attaches himself to celebrities, but that element just didn't work on me. I didn't care. So the question now remains. For those who don't get emotional over Chadwick Boseman's death, what else does this film have to offer? The answer? A very subpar film, even by MCU standards. For starters, the movie is way too long. It's the longest film in the MCU, except for Avengers Endgame, which actually had a reason to its length. But this film? This was just a chore to sit through. It was so boring. I barely stayed awake by the end. The acting was terrible across the board, especially Angela Bassett, who just hams it up every time she's on screen. She just felt like the queen of melodrama. But the worst offender by far is Martin Freeman. Shame on you. This was a disgraceful performance. It's obvious that he was only there for the paycheck. He just seemed uninterested and bored throughout. Not even an ounce of effort from him. Really disappointing stuff. The only two actors who do a relatively good job here are Lupita Nyong'o, who's a terrific actress, she's just brilliant at everything she does, and Tenoch Huerta, who plays the villain Namor. For a relative newcomer, he does a surprisingly decent job here, but unfortunately for him, he didn't have much to work with. The villain himself was pretty dull. Another actress who did a good job but was hindered by the writing was Letitia Wright, who played the new main character, T'Challa's younger sister, Shuri. In the first half, she's pushed to the side by a jumbled script that doesn't feel like it knows who the main character is supposed to be, and in the second half, when she takes a more physical role, she suffers from simply lacking the screen presence that her on-screen brother had. Chadwick Boseman had a charisma and a physique that really sold the character. Shuri, on the other hand, is as thin as a twig, and when she becomes the new Black Panther, I just couldn't take her seriously as an intimidating force. The action in general was fairly underwhelming. Ryan Coogler has proven already that he's a good action director, but for some unexplainable reason, the visual effects in Black Panther movies just don't look good, and they detract from the action scenes. Wakanda Forever is definitely not as bad as the first movie when it comes to the CGI, but it's still pretty bad for a high-budget 2022 blockbuster. The music was also very bad, if you can even call it music. To me, it sounded more like a cacophony of howls and noises. It was just unnecessarily distracting, which is an adjective that describes plenty of other smaller elements of the film, like Namor's other name, Akukukan. And that guy with the coaster for a mouth. I mean, look at that guy. Come on. This is ridiculous. Seriously. But no, the film actually takes itself way too seriously. I don't know how or when it happened, but there was a switch between Marvel and DC. Now Marvel is the brooding borefest while DC gets to have all the fun. I honestly did not see this coming. Was there anything that I liked in the movie? Well, M'Baku was funny, I guess. The underwater kingdom of Talokan had a neat design. And that's it. The official ending of Phase 4 of the MCU might as well be the end of the MCU in general, if you ask me. It's not gonna be the case, of course. I know that Phases 5 and even 6 are coming our way, but what is even the point of all this? Remember when we got excited when a new trailer for an MCU film came out? Remember the days when you actually wanted to sit through the whole credits just to see 5 more seconds of footage? Yeah, me neither. Long gone are the magical days of Phases 1 and 2, when the MCU was still fresh and novel, when every new film felt like an event, when the franchise had clear direction, and you only had, at most, 2 releases per year. But now, Phase 4 started less than a year and a half ago. And in that time, we got 7 films. 7 films in 17 months. And unfortunately for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, this is the final straw. I'm giving this film a 3 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit the like button. It'll help my channel out. And if you want to see more of my videos, then subscribe to my channel so you won't miss a thing. Thank you all very much, and have a good one.